Hey guys, what's up? BasalMicrobe's from the BabbleTalkPod, and I'm here to talk about Cobra Kai Season 5. So, where do I start with this? It has been a journey watching this series. We got to see all the characters that we love, have character development, and I heard they are working on Cobra Kai Season 6. And unfortunately, that will be its final season when we see all these characters again. But let me start off with the pros, what I liked about this season. For starters, all the actors did such a great job, especially the actor who played Terry Silver, who was portrayed by Thomas Ian Griffin. There is one word to describe him in this series, so I'm gonna let my good friend Adam Sandler say it. Adam? What an asshole! Thank you, Adam. By the way, let me know when Grown Ups 3 comes out. Another thing that I enjoyed about the series is the character arcs. So we've all seen these characters, since season 1 and 2, and each character had their own story to tell. We see how each character has been developed, starting with Miguel, who was once a scared bully teenager to now a wiser teenager who knows karate and is the champion. Robbie, who was Johnny Lawrence's son. We saw him as a common thief, a troublemaker. Some maybe saw him as a lost cause. But with the guidance of Daniel LaRusso, he was able to help Robbie find wouldn't say find himself, but be better, to become a better person. And that's what I liked. And they, pretty much closed their arcs in this season. Tori, we kind of see her arc coming to a close. I feel like it's not fully closed yet. I feel like there's still more to be explored, where we've seen her in like season 3, 4 until now, as in, she was a Cobra Kai fighter. She was guidance by John Kreese, who was one of the founders of Cobra Kai, and and all that. And we see her here in this season. Also, forgot to mention, spoilers ahead. If you haven't seen it, stop the video. Well, moving forward, Tori is, becomes an All Valley champion, only to find out that, Terry Silver bought off the fight. So because of what he did, she's not really, how do I say it? She's not really happy with herself. She feels so lost and just like, I guess her hope died because she thought she was a good fighter. And it kind of broke her heart knowing that it was just a fixed fight. And Sam, I will admit, Sam was annoying from I believe last season, which is season 4. She was kind of annoying because it was just back and forth. I'm just glad that she kind of found herself in this season. Johnny Lawrence, he was just he's a badass, as he would say it. And then Daniel LaRusso, same thing. And this season, he still tries to take down Terry Silver. However, in the middle of the season, he gets his ass kicked by Terry. And this is the lowest we've seen Daniel. This guy really broke him. To a point where Daniel's like, you know what, I give up. I'm just going to stop fighting. I'm going to avoid this. I don't want to deal with it no more. And it was just holy shit, Daniel LaRusso finally gave up the fight, So we never thought we'd see the day where he's like, screw it, I'm done, He's like, I'm hanging it up. And then what I also liked is the character of Chosen. He came back. It was nice to see him back and have him involved in the story, involved in taking down Terry Silver. It was nice seeing him and Johnny also interact and working together, beating down one of the senseis. Now that was badass. And one thing I liked about Chosen, he was like the Mr. Miyagi in this series. He was Daniel's guidance. He was the one giving him the wise words, telling him, what to do, what not to do. It was great. It was great seeing him take that role because I'm pretty sure he had big shoes to fill, especially since the passing of, the actor who played Mr. Miyagi. Again, sorry, I keep mispronouncing it. But anyways, it was nice seeing him take that role. It was great fighting alongside Daniel LaRusso, especially since, in Karate Kid 2, they were enemies. They were fighting to the death. It was great to see him interact with everybody that Daniel cared about. I fucking loved it. Like, I loved him. And then that showdown between him and Terry Silver, I was like, whoa. Hold up. This can't be real. You know, we see two villains going one-on-one. And it's just, whoa, I loved it. Another thing that I liked was the final showdown between Terry and Daniel. Because once, you know, Daniel builds up the courage to fight Terry again, it was just amazing. Everything that Daniel was taught by Terry in the third Karate Kid movie, he used against him. And it was just so satisfying to see Terry finally getting an ass beating. So that was awesome. Another thing I enjoyed is they brought back the bad boy, Mike Barnes. And I was like, holy shit, like, this is Mike Barnes? He really grew in, you know? And I will say I was kind of disappointed they didn't use Mike Barnes as much as they should have. I would say he was almost kind of like a cameo in a way. Like, he was only in 2 episodes. So I'm gonna say the screen time he had was, I'm gonna have to go with, again, if I'm wrong, correct me, I'm probably say like 15 minutes of screen time probably. Or actually no, 20 minutes of screen time. You know, in one of the episodes, you know, where he's in his furniture store, and then like the final episode where he's trying to take down Terry Silver. So it was nice seeing another old character back into the series, you know. Now, the things that I didn't like. One of the things that I didn't like that was kind of like, I felt was kind of pointless was Miguel searching for his dad. In the last season, Miguel left the tournament because he wanted to find himself. Not only himself, but find out who his real father was. And for me, I just feel like it was just filler to fill, you know, to fill out the rest of the episode, you know. For I think it happened in episode 1 and 2, it was just a filler. I just felt like there was no real payoff. Like, yeah, Miguel finally met his dad, Hector, but like, it really didn't do much but show that, you know, his mother was right about him. You know, he should have stayed away from him, but Miguel didn't listen. It was just no big payoff. It's like, okay, like, he was bad. What was the payoff? You know, what was the point of that? I mean, if you guys know what it is, please feel free to tell me. I probably might be missing it, you know. So yeah, that part I didn't like. It was I feel like it was just filler. And another thing I didn't like was the whole Sam walking in on Miguel making out with a girl, despite her in the series, in the middle of the series, breaking up with him. She still has the audacity to get upset and walk away like he committed a crime. Like, girl, you broke up with him. Why are you reacting? Which, again, I feel like some girls in that situation would probably be upset, because you thought they loved you, they cared about you, and you see them locking lips with another girl. So I can see where she would get upset. And yeah, and another thing, sorry, I am having a brain fart. Sorry, now I'm back on track. So yeah, overall, I love the series. I pretty much gave this series a 9 out of 10. I totally recommend watching it. Another thing that I liked is, besides the fighting scenes between Terry and Chosen and Terry and Daniel, was the Cobra Kai students versus the Miyagi Dojo / Eagle Fang students. It was pretty cool to see like the stuff they learned from Chosen. They used it against them. And it was just, again, so satisfying seeing everybody work together. It was nice to see Miguel and Robbie working together, which, again, spoilers, I believe it was the 3rd or 4th episode, they finally work out their differences by beating the living hell out of each other. And they pretty much work out the differences. They're pretty much friends now. And the same thing actually goes for Tori and Sam. Sam finally came to confront... No, not Sam. My apologies. Tori came to confront Sam about what really happened at the tournament. And, Sam really hated her for that, which is understandable. Like, she should have came sooner. But, Sam was kind of being a bitch. Sorry, Sam. and pretty much pushed her away. But luckily, with the help of Robbie, he pretty much convinced her, like, hey, we need her help to take Terry down. So, Sam finally listened to her side of the story, and they pretty much kind of got along. So that's kind of like a story arc right there, that these two finally got along. But yeah, like I said, I totally enjoyed the series. A 9 out of 10. I totally recommend watching season 1 if you have the time. It's definitely the best Netflix series out there. So, if you guys like nostalgia, watching these characters, I recommend it. I wonder what is actually, before I end the video, John Kreese does end up escaping in prison, because if any of you guys remember, Terry framed John Kreese for beating up Stingray, who was a former student of Cobra Kai. And in the end of season 5, John Kreese pretty much escapes. Now the big question is, what is going to happen in season 6? Because they still have season 6 coming out. What is going to happen to John Kreese? Is he still planning on taking down Silver, for blaming him for the assault? Is he gonna trying to bring back Cobra Kai and keep the legacy going? What is gonna happen? That is the what if. But yeah, anyways, this is Basil Micro from the BabbleTalk podcast. See you next time.